Now with the recapping on both boards done, it's composite mod time. So my choice of composite mod is using a transistor. Now they're usually in the kits anyway for the recapping. They'll have a nice little flat transistor which goes, and I'll get you on this board, right into here. Right, what you'll do is, only thing that's connecting this TV modulator to the to anything is this cable here and this cable here, well, inside the plastic, but there and there. So what you'll do is you'll desolder off the board there and there, and all you do is just fold these in, and then this is entirely isolated. You'll also remove this resistor off of the center pin of your phono socket, your output socket for the TV. And the way that this transistor will go is the flat edge will go against the side of here. The center pin will go in, let me think, I've got the thing in front of me. The base pin goes into there. The collector pin, which is with the flat edge there, the bottom pin goes in here. And then this top pin, out of the three, goes into this hole here and connects into the center pin of the connector. You need to do from there and then a piece of wire across there anyway. I mean, I've been cutting pieces of capacitors off for a little while anyway, so yeah, there's a piece of metal floating around the garage somewhere that will do that. I've done this on a few mods and it's nice to do and it works perfectly fine on my televisions. Some TVs aren't as lucky to get to be modded like that, so it does, but it doesn't work. However, this time I'm going to try with the capacitors. So there's a couple of I think it's 100 ultrafarad capacitors, yeah. And basically what this does when it's not sticking through the bag is you do the same again. You take off both of these. I point you with a pair of pliers instead of my grubby fingers. You unsolder both of these off the board. There you go, better. Bend the wires round so it's then backwards compatible if ever you wanted to make a fresh out of the production line Spectrum, which nobody will ever do. You'll put this upside down. The negative wire for this will go into the end hole here, this plastic, and connect to here. So I think you still desolder. Yeah, desolder the resistor. You put the wire into there, and then this positive side, which is away from where the white line is, as you can see, the positive side goes into there. Exact there. So this negative, you could just ignore it, but I think I'm going to desolder both of these two wires on both of them. The positive into there, and then the negative on the capacitor will go onto here after it's been desoldered. So that is the composite mod. It basically just brings the signal through a capacitor into the center pin of here, and then it uses like a video out, which then you can use this as an audio out as well. So you can still get a video, whatever resolution the Spectrum kicks out at, and a mono audio, but you can get mono to audio adapters to get into the rest of your television to a stereo system. It won't be proper stereo, but it'll be stereo in both, mono in both speakers. So I'm going to crack on with this. After this, what to do is the RAM, which it is all standard stuff, which is good to do. And I'm not looking forward to the ROM. I think we'll figure that out as we go along. So I'm going to use the capacitor method this time and ignore that. Ignore the transistor method for once. So a minute needed. Get these both done. Now it's literally took me 2 minutes for both boards to do that. And I'll show you on this one. Doesn't matter, they're exactly the same. Look, it's just the negative pin goes to the center of And if my, oh, there it is, there. Center pin of the capacitor goes to the center of here, so you get the center connector on here for your video signal. Comes to this part here. This is just the earth, doesn't do anything whatsoever. So, but that goes to there. The signal goes through the cap and then in and out. Exactly the same. Let me show you on the other one. Done. It's exactly the same. The only thing that's fiddly about it is that all the videos show, not the videos, the pictures that they find, Retrolium has a good one, and it's just upside down. The cap's just there, floating, doing absolutely nothing. So negative goes in, positive goes down, done. How difficult is that? So yeah, that's the composite mod done. You just make sure that this resistor on here is desoldered from the center pin here. For some reason on this board, I think it's unsoldered from the bottom. So it's not going to fall out, it's just, I think it's either cracked or it's broken, but it won't come out on its own. It's not meant to. I mean, to be honest, if I wanted to do anything with this, I would go underneath the board, and then this pin here, I would unsolder. And by the way, if you haven't got one, get a desoldering gun. It is so easy. Ta-da! Yes. I've done a video on that before anyway, so please watch that and get one. They are absolutely a lifesaver. I desolder there and desolder there because all the circuitry is inside here. So if I've got a problem underneath this caging, there will be a dry solder joint which this resistor is on. I might potentially wedge that in so it won't move anywhere. Oh, there we go, that's better. Now if it doesn't move, it's not going to go anywhere. Yeah, that's better. So it's not going to short out anything. But this is just taking out the RF modulator, which is what we used to use back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, before SCART leads and 2000 HDMIs, and it's just the way we used to do things. But to find out there's a composite mod which comes straight out, which gives you an AV out as well as an audio out, is brilliant. But still, I do recommend not using this. But I will use this, and when I sell these on eBay, will be an option for the buyer to do that. Plug it straight to the television that way. But I do recommend getting a cable for these. The picture on these is absolutely stunning. So I think that's enough for me for today. Not today for you, because this is carrying on. For you for watching. For me today, I'm going to go in the house and have a little bit of an evening. All we have left to do is clean, a little bit of brush out, a little bit of dust on these. And I need to figure out which one of these actually works and which has the RAM chip issue, and we need to redo that. Whether or not it's a case of I need to take these out and put a socket in there, which I don't think I have sockets for, I'll figure something out. I know there's the piggyback method, which I will be using. Excuse me, I will be using the piggyback method. But yeah, all these nice little pieces I've saved. More for the scrap pile bin. I've got plans for doing those later. Not for later today or later this year or eventually. It's nice to see what sort of things I have done with the actual composite, well, not the composites, with the actual projects I've been doing over the years. See, what's it about with the folding over? You can quite easily put these two wires here. Hold on, come on. Here and here, back into there to make an RF modulator, which this is, but to make that back as it originally was. So it is very easily backwards compatible. So it just makes it that way. There's no shorting out because, like I say, there's the two pins on the back holding this cage in place, and that's it really. It's such an easy, nice, it's a nice little mod showing you that you still got the board. This is still there, and this is still the size of a Spectrum, even though it's a +2, and the Spectrum +2 would be that big anyway, which is crazy. Yeah, right. Break time for me, swap time for you to see what's what. So enough of me waffling, back in a bit. Okay, it's the next day for me. There's a quick jump to this part now anyway. Everything's done. All the caps are on. I'm not sure if I actually did that in the last part or not showed you, but if I have, then sorry, I've got getting dementia, but everything is ready to test. I can clean up certain bits and bats a little bit more than what I have done, but I need to test which board was the one which I had problems. I think it is this one. So that looks like my soldering, dodgy as always. And so does that one. Okay, I think this one is the good one because it does actually look a really good board. So I think this is the one. Actually, there's a part. This is the one with the parts on the traces. I'm going to hope that they are okay. But we'll work on that in a bit. So I'm going to set these up. Power supply, lead in. I need to do this lead as well as doing a composite lead as well, which is off the back of that, and not a network cable, to see whether or not the composite mod actually works. So let's rig up and see if these actually work. I mean, I know one of them is going to have the RAM issue, so that needs to be addressed with a piggyback, which I'll show you that in a few minutes. But let's start setting back up again. Now, got the first one rigged up on the bench, power regulator on, power supply in, using the cable for the SCART, so power on. So the recapping, the returning of the transistors has worked fine. Now, what I need to do is see if the composite mod has worked or not. So, yellow cable which goes to different channel on the Sony, AV2, and turner on. Okay, now that's not on at all. So it looks like some composite mod has not worked right. So I don't know what to do with that. Let me get the second one rigged up and see whether or not that actually works to start with. It might be a case I need to put the diode version of the composite mod in place so it will work that way around. I was more happy with that, and I've got a few anyway. So I'll get this swapped over for the other board and see if that one actually works and everything's right from the recapping. Okay, second one in place. TV's on the wrong channel. Okay. I'm a professional. So power was actually already on, so we've still got the same RAM fault anyway. So that's actually working with the recapping composite mod time. Let's see if it actually shows that through the composite mod. If it didn't on one, then it probably might not on this one. Channel over to there. No, there's something wrong with my composite mod on that, so I've not done that perfectly right. So that still needs the RAM, that needs the composite mod re-altering, so we have small issues that are not impossible to do just yet. So again, back onto the bench to get these things worked and fixed. Hopefully by the time we've done, the composite mod will be changed on this one from the capacitor to the diode, and this will be ready for a RAM upgrade. So all going okay so far, just a little bit of teething problems. Okay, with a change of heart, I've removed the composite mod from both boards. They don't seem to work. Either the capacitor or the diode version do not work going through the way I did it. These are going to be sold on eBay. These are going to be a little bit of money getting its nice little tinker around. If it will not work, then there's no point selling it to somebody who doesn't have a decent SCART cable to use the RGB outwards on it. They will use direct letter TV, or they'll try to mod it themselves, or I will recommend buying one of those because they're brilliant. So I've demodded it again. I've put it back onto both of them, back onto a TV analog signal for this. It can be tuning on televisions. I've got a few televisions which do work. They do work on modern, well, modern still dual compatible back to them anyway, but I can't sell this as a composite mod because it doesn't work. I don't know what it is with it. It works on my other Plus 3, the one I've had for quite a few years actually now. So it works for that fine, and I don't know why it won't work for this. So I've backwards a little bit. The picture's not brilliant, but it is brilliant using the RGB, and that's how I'm going to sell these anyway. So that's back as it was. Now, this is definitely the one that has the old TVs. It's one that perfectly works fine. This is the one that doesn't. Now I need to put the voltage regulator in first before I put the power supply in, then turn her on. What have I missed? What have I missed? It's not tuned in correctly. Analog TV. Yes, 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 yes. This is the problem with this. Once you get one TV set up, the other channel needs doing. I think it's on 35. Down one. So there we go. This is the one that wants the mod doing. I'll re-rig this back up so I can get the chips ready. Everything is now ready to go. This one can actually go back in the box and even be sold on eBay, gone. I've even cleaned up the edge connectors a little bit anyway, so it's actually quite nice. This one, a bit dirty, but for as much as I'm concerned, this can go out and be done with. So I'm happy enough with that. It's clean enough, it looks good. And now I just need to get a ROM fixed sorted on this. So give me a few minutes, set back up again, let's carry on with this. Now, by watching a Jan Beta video or 3, new RAM chips. RAM board's down here. Oh, can you? Yeah, you can just see it down there anyway. So, what I'm going to do, I can't run certain things. It might be one other chip or whatever, but this is just testing at the moment anyway. If not, then I'll do a separate video on exactly what should be wrong here. So what I'm going to do is get one of these RAM chips and attempt to sit it on each one of the chip's legs on the chip below. Like that. Now, if it works, that RAM chip should override the RAM chip underneath it, or at least work in concert with it. And if it comes up with the same screen, then that one wasn't the dodgy one, or it could be one of many ones that could be dodgy. So let's start off. I've got the right way round, right orientation, yes, and that looks a little different. So we'll try it on number 2. Different again. I'm going to try without. No, same again. There's a good chance in doing this that it will come up with, oh, hello. So the RAM chip on number 3, which you still can't see, I think I'm going to pull you down here, hold on a minute. On number 3, does now seem to work. Let's turn it off, pull that off, back to its original screen. So it's IC30. Looks like it could be the problem. Straight to the tape loader. But what I want to do, actually I don't need to, do I? IC3 looks like it's the right one. It's still not a bad picture at all. So what the Jan Beta video he did was we unsolder that entire chip and put a socket in. I'm not going to do that because it's only the one that needs doing. So I'm going to remove that chip entirely and then properly solder that back in place. So we have a result. I was actually hoping it would have worked. Really hoping. And surprisingly for this channel, it does. So completely de-rig. You see it works. I need number 3 doing. So just a scratch on that to get rid of it. I'll put you back up on top of the screen so you can see what I'm doing down below. There is one other method I could do, and that is with the IC30 chip. I could just solder it directly onto the top of it, but it's a bit fiddly. So I'm not going to do that. So we'll get the desolder station warmed up. Get on with this. 3 there, so it's this one here. And let's have a look and see if there's a dry solder. No, it's shown itself beforehand anyway. So they've been on 25 degrees. It's going to take a little while to warm up. So yeah, looks like a definite winner. Just one chip gone. It leaves me 3 spare for future projects in case of anything. So let's get this done. Soldered that. I need to clean these while I'm waiting for that to get warmed up. Got a fiberglass pen, basically rub it up and down on here. Takes off a lot of crap, polishes things up a little. Try not to use too much, otherwise you will eventually rub off the entire traces. There's a red mark on there which is almost gone. It's good. Just gives it an impression that it looks good. I'll only ever put a Futurals 8-bit card on this, which is here. Plays everything, got a joystick port as well, works perfectly fine. I think I have a memory test in there as well anyway, so what I'll do is I'll plug that in and test it. If anything else. So, I'm nearly up to temperature. This top part is absolutely filthy. Little particles come off this when you're doing this that you just don't really want to breathe in, I don't think. Plus it's the crap from this. This top section is really bad. Right, I'm ready now. I see 3 over here. So let's start. I honestly don't know why I didn't buy one of these sooner. I'll warm up first, Ralph, thank you. They're not bad. Maybe a little bit on first. Not to do too much while I'm going to damage the board. There's not much solder holding these on, to be honest. So, nice and steady, nice and careful. Finally, the last one. Hopefully that should come straight out. Just don't think it will. No. First one isn't exactly that good. So I'm going to have to re-solder a little bit. See, even number 4 on that side's a bit. Yeah, I need to add a bit more solder to remove it, so quick cut, and I'm back in a second when it's all done. Now with a little bit of effort, IC30 is now out and completely intact. So the desolder gun did work. One advice for you, if you got one, then please clean out the nozzle every so often. You hear it when the tone changes on the actual sucker. So we've already got it notch on the bottom of there, notch in there. That should go straight in, all being well. If not, a little bit of bend, yeah, tiny bit of bend to keep them straight all together, and just follow a little bit. Don't go over the top. You don't want to bend any pins out of the way before you've soldered them. Just a tiny bit out of line. I want it to drop straight in, but not have a, there we go, have a problem. There we go, beautiful. So, soldering time. This is the easy part. Looks like it's in okay. I'm happy with that. Time to resolder. Resoldering done. Chip out, chip in. I had a slight problem with this when I tested this, because it still come up with the same pattern on the screen. And what I'd done underneath, between I think like this third leg here on the left and the chip next to it, it just soldered, bled across, so it came with that sort of signal. But turn it on, you can't see it. It comes up with tape loader, 128 basic calculator, and 48K basic. Well, 48 basic. So 86, 82 Amstrad Consumer Electronics PLC. Done. Sorted. That's really, really good. So like I said, this one's the same as the other one. It hasn't got the composite mod. It's a lot better with the SCART cable done. So let's put all these together now, back in the boxes. Let's start playing some games on them, shall we? Now I've got this back together again. One thing I never actually tested is whether anything works for I put it back together, but it's here. Right, you ready for this? Power is on. My screen shows got the tape loader, so at least the keyboard works. Let's go onto it basic. Ooh. Ooh, options. Whoa, hello. Where have we got options from? Let's exit that. Cool. So this actually works. Tape player. Not the quietest I've ever heard. Just seemed to work fine. Future's 8-bit card going in. We have cleaned this, haven't we? Yes, that nubbing goes there, out of the way, and on. For some reason it doesn't like that. Ooh, it doesn't like that at all. Oh, there we go. Detecting devices, SDATA. It goes into Amstrad mode, so we reset. No, we press that button. Comes up with it detecting it. Okay. Doesn't fully like that, does it? We'll try. I've got an error. I've got a real-time clock error, which is from that anyway. Right, okay, so. Oh, delete's over there. Where's the... That won't work. May still got a problem with this one. It does seem to work and is detecting it. Okay, let me try the other one. Let's try and see if we can rig that one up and see if everything's fine with that one or not. Second one's rigged up and is actually working fine. Keyboard seems to be going up and down, which is good. Now, it's either a case of I get the pull the camera down, show you exactly what's here, or I just put Equinox on, like I always do. Where's Equinox? That ain't funny. I deleted it. There it is. Equinox is my favourite game. Tap files down here. Yep. Yeah. So that works with the Future's 8-bit card. Why the other one doesn't, I don't quite certain, but this is absolutely spot on done. Keyboard works. Done. I'm happy with it. The only thing I'm not happy with is this, where I can just see the address on there anyway. But I think this project's gone on for long enough anyway. So I think we're sorted. I think we're done. This is a really nice one done. This is absolutely pretty much spot on. Everything's the best parts of everything that I could get on here. Not entirely happy with not being perfectly grey, but it's as good as I'm going to get. So I think with that in mind, I think we'll finish the project there. I'll have a quick tinker with the other one before I actually put it on eBay. I think it might just be the edge cable that might be a little bit out. So I don't think I fully cleaned that one that well. The top section on that one was a little bit iffy, so I'm going to take the top back off, clean it, and then give it another go over. But other than that, I think we're done. I think I'm actually happy with these. So yeah, another nice little Spectrum project over and done with. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, follow me on social media, and I'll see you in another video. Bye for now. And had a quick look, plugged the other one back in, and remember I said this one's got the writing on here, the address, which is there. It does work, and I'm happy with that. Bye guys.